what's going on, guys, man? Welcome to the Gifted Exchange. I am Nehemiah.
Hey, what's going on? This is the Gifted Exchange with Lloyd.
What's going on? It's the Gifted Exchange. What did he say? He said the Gifted Exchange. It's your boy J. Coleman.
Come on, guys. Y'all already know what it is. The Gifted Exchange. We're back with another podcast. I believe this is episode 7, right? So we've been going at this about almost 3 months strong. Give it up. Y'all might hear the applause right here, right? But, all right, so look, man, this episode is called Through It All. All right, so we got some good stuff for you today, man. So I believe Coach Lloyd is our host. We're going to go ahead and pass the baton to him real quick, man. What you got, Coach Lloyd?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe, as always, because we know what's going on these days and times. Stay prayed up, keep the faith. Hey, keep it moving, because we about to bring you some motivation today. Woo! Y'all ready for the topic?
Let's get it.
Did he tell y'all the topic?
I told
If
him
not, we about to tell you. Through it all. Say this with me. Like my boy Josh say this one time with me. Through it all. Okay.
For real.
So when you think about through it all, what comes to mind?
Resilience.
What else?
Perseverance, endurance,
Flexibility, agility,
reflection, introspection. Through it all. I guess it would just depend on the context.
That's true. Okay, so
what happened to you today is what I was going to say. What happened to you today is what comes to mind.
Oh, there we go.
That is. So, you asked me a question, or we?
I mean, I'm just going, what happened to you today kind of
you.
situation. That's in my mind. It's like, okay, through it all. All right. It makes me want to reflect. Okay, what happened to you today?
That's right.
But I mean, if you want to answer, Coach, you know what I'm saying? What happened to you today? Fill us in, Coach.
All right. Well, I don't really think that happened too much, but it's just like life, man. Like sometimes life can hit you. You might think you're the only one going through certain things, but when you start to talk to people, sometimes you can see stuff and realize that you're not too bad off. But just life in general is gonna have its ups and downs, but you gotta be able to maintain through it all. Right.
So you saying like MJ? You're not alone.
Right. That's true, bro. So I want to ask y'all two fellas, my brethren.
Right.
Hey, when you think about through it all, what comes to mind? And I want you to elaborate a little bit, and you can tell us about an experience that maybe went on today or went on in the past that you had to be like, hey, I got to get through this no matter what, bro. Like, through it all. And like y'all said, it can hit any areas in your life. Some people might be like, oh, finances. Another one might be like, man, I'm going through some stuff mentally in my head I'm trying to, conquer and deal with, you know what I'm saying? Or spiritually or physically, like you know what I'm saying? That it seems to a point like you just ain't gonna make it, So what comes to mind when you think about through it all? Give us elaborate a little bit, give us some details.
They got this thing called stick-to-itiveness. I don't know if I said that right, but
stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah, I mean, so it's just like, bro, just staying focused to whatever and in whatever right path that you're on, right? I mean, just staying focused on the goal or the dream, what have you, right? Whatever you want to call it, staying focused on that instead of looking at the things around you, being distracted by stuff that don't really even matter. So, I mean, even what we might see as failures or just mishaps or bad communication or miscommunications, fallouts with friends and family, whatever it is, like sticking to what the prize is or what the goal is, what's the end result. That's the thing. So making sure that our goal or our actions align with whatever the goal is, no matter what's going on in life. So sticking to it through it all, make sure your actions align with whatever the goal is so that you don't get sidetracked and you don't fail. Stick to itness. For real.
So you telling
Yeah.
so you telling me I'm gonna have to hit the delete button on some things?
Technically, yeah. I mean, it depends on how you want to. It depends on how you want to look at it, man. Sometimes you just can't focus on the stuff that don't really matter, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like if it doesn't,
don't serve a purpose.
I mean, I'm saying if it don't serve a purpose, if it doesn't build you up, and if it doesn't push you toward that goal, right? Then why am I focused on that? You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, it's one of the things we call mindfulness, right? That's something like, you know what I'm saying? Josh know about it. Lloyd, I know you know about it, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mr. 3 degrees over there, right?
No.
3 degrees. But seriously though, it's about mindfulness, man. Staying focused. Look, I even got to write a definition right there behind me. You know what I'm saying? Like just mindfulness, man. Staying focused on what's present. What's the objective?
But y'all just came out swinging, Jay. You got to hit the delete button. My action got to align with the end goal.
I mean, that's
and you start saying, you know, if it don't matter, I just start hearing, nothing even matters at all.
Right.
Now, they just came out just heavy. They put it on your head. But I mean, it's go ahead, Coach.
Josh, do you have to learn how to hit the delete button, or you can just delete it?
It just depends on that person. I mean, what kind of person are you? Some people, they'll put a post up on social media like, I cut people off so quick, you know, they don't even got to sharpen their scissors. They stay sharp. Like my cutoff game is so strong. Like, and I mean, a lot of the people, those are actual cries for help because we cut people off when they probably burned a couple bridges they should have went over. But
right.
we're part of the culture where, you know, it's like, you know, distance yourself if you're not, which I mean, isn't a bad thing, but yeah. I mean, for some people, somebody's going to say you care too much or you give too many opportunities. So you're not one of those that are going to hit the delete button. You're going to try to find a way around it. You're going to try to segue or circumvent it instead of literally just cutting it off. Some people just hit the switch. Okay,
so do you think if I'm able to hit the delete button, would that help me get to the point of reaching my highest potential?
I know they say it's rude to answer a question with a question, but let me ask, what is the goal? Because it's always better when I can hunt. As a human species, our eyes are in the front. We're predators. We have canines.
Right.
We want to hunt. We love that pursuit. And it's always better when I can hunt with my brothers. I can hunt alone, but it's always better. But I'm like, if I'm cutting you off, why? Like, what is the reasoning? Because I mean, if we all got the same mindset, we all got the same goal, we all out here to hunt so we can all eat. I mean, who am I to dictate the method? But if you're the one that's lagging behind, you know, lollygagging, picking berries and looking at flowers while we all hunting and then we come back and you want to eat. Yeah. If we got to start cutting people off, I'm sorry, bro. You probably going to be So what are you doing?
What it kind of sounds like what my bros are saying is, are we back at mindset again?
It all starts mindset, man. It all starts here. This is everything. Because you change this, everything else is gonna reflect what this is.
Right.
How you think we came together, Coach?
So
we had the same mindset. We had the same goal. We were doing the same thing. But 3-band string is a lot stronger than one.
There we go.
Don't get into that.
That's right.
We ain't gonna do that. We got to preach on the podcast. He man got crank it all the way
up. So let's give them some steps. So what do you think would be the first step, even though we still got some more question and answers, but what would be the first step when you think about through it all? Would it be first you have to first make up in your mind fully, are you going to do this? You got to believe and know fully that you're going to commit to whatever you're trying to achieve. Do I need to know that first? Or
I think you
That
just
falls.
said it, Coach.
Yeah, I mean that does.
Make a decision.
Yeah.
You got to make a
is
decision.
that hard?
Depends. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? I want a cheeseburger right now, but I don't want it bad enough to go out in that traffic. I want a better life for my family. So I'm going to get up with less sleep. I'm going to go out. I'm going to grind. I'm going to inconvenience myself. My why is going to be greater than how I feel, my individual. My legacy is going to be greater than my inconvenience. Even though I have resolved to make the decision, I may not see it. So like I said, how bad do you want it? Because people decide every year they call them New Year's resolutions. 2020 was somebody's year. And my bro got 8 certifications. So I'm like, somebody stopped in March.
Right.
They were like, oh, COVID, pandemic, lost my job, I'm done. Bro was like, hey, the goal is still the goal. Whatever the obstacle. I'm still, like I said, I'm still grinding. Okay, boom. They shut down 75 today. Access road is going to be crazy. Somebody going to stick it out and they're going to get where they're going. Same situation. You got to make a decision. He decided that the pandemic wasn't going to stop him. He decided that he was still going to reach his goal by any means necessary. So, yeah, he had to make that decision. And then everything that followed after that decision has led him to where he is. ETM dropped one. Somebody took that situation that you're complaining about and won with it.
There we go. For real.
So decide. Did that mean hitting the delete button? Gotta hit the delete button. That means I can love you, but it gotta be from a distance. It is what it is. Do it all.
So when I'm trying to decide, does that create a battle within my mind?
Of course.
You're gonna struggle with certain things, yeah. Hit it with it, Favors. This your area. This your expertise.
I mean, it comes down to the emotions that's attached to whatever situation you're going through, right? Whatever. I mean, so it depends on what type of emotions are attached to whatever situation you're going through, right? How you identify with the situation, right? Are you in love with whatever you have going on? Can you not see yourself past or beyond or in a different situation? You understand what I'm saying? So that's where the battle comes through. We are creatures of habit, right? We don't like to change. So when change comes up, we have to decide, is this really better for us and is this really worth it? So being used to a situation, so many, let me say, there's so many factors that play along with this, right? How you see yourself, how you see other people, the value that we place on a situation, the value that we place on another situation, knowing that the other situation might be better for us, but looking at the decisions like, bro, I invested all of this time into this. Do I really need to change right now? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's so many different factors that play into this, but it comes down to your emotions and how you attach these emotions to this situation.
So could y'all give me an example of a battle that a person could be dealing with?
My dream versus what's stable. My dream versus responsibility. How many people got a gift, but they'll sit on it for $17 an hour because it's a steady check. It'll help me take care of my responsibilities. But I've been given this gift. And if I were to pursue it, yes, I may suffer 5 years. But on the back end, I'm going to get my freedom and I'm going to be fulfilled in what I do. And you know how many people struggle with that? Or something as simple as fear. The fear of what might happen. I can tell you right now, if you go down this road, you're going to die. It's going to take you 40 years to get there, but you're going to die. But if you go down this road, you can live the most fulfilled life any individual can live, but it may only be for 5 years. You know how long and how much traffic going to be on that road for 40 years because it's guaranteed, even though you may be miserable? That's something that everybody deal with right now.
That is. So we would call them risk takers, right? For the most part.
I'm gonna call them people that live. There's a lot of people that exist. Not everybody get a chance to live.
Yeah,
I hear
that's
you,
true.
bro. I hear you, man.
Y'all know how
That's
it goes.
true.
What would you trade? And I mean, as my brother Favors was just saying, when you tie certain emotions to certain things, it creates certain realities. So if you're not directing your emotions correctly, if you took fear and utilized it as fuel, how much further would you go?
Hmm.
Think about that. Because it's how do you see value? He said, put the value on this situation, on this thing. How do you see value? Again, it's gonna come back to your mindset. That's why somebody got, I'll just say, since we're all from the greater Atlanta area or the state of Georgia, we know how this go. You have a dilapidated house and you got whatever this year's newest version of something sitting on 28s. And I could probably go over there and push the house over. Somebody gonna say priority. Somebody gonna be like, you only live once. How do you see value?
That is important, bro. So with this battle that's in our mind sometimes, can we defeat ourselves before we even try?
We very much can. We very much can.
Man.
Anxiety and the way we look at a situation oftentimes kills us. Most people, let me put it like this. The automatic negative thoughts, right, called the angst, right? Those things, they oftentimes stop us in a lot of situations. Or, right, I want to say that our brain tries to protect us, right? So fear comes up and we only notice the bad things that's in the situation instead of looking for the good stuff in the situation. So a lot of the times, like focusing on the bad stuff oftentimes stop us, or the bad possibilities that may happen, instead of looking for stuff that we can control and can change to produce the best out of a situation. So a lot of times it's the what ifs that stop us very much.
Fear has killed more dreams than the graveyard. You can take it for what it is.
So when we battling with our mindset, battle with the battles in our mind, is it important that we talk to people who, what type of people should we talk to if we having like certain type of battles sometimes within our mind, or we dealing with certain things? I see
you got the degrees. Look, don't be asking me that. You got the degrees. What you mean?
I know.
Who are we supposed to talk to? 3 degrees. What's up? Come on. What's up?
Well, where I was going with this question is basically like, you have to be mindful on who you actually talk to. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody know you might have this one friend who gave you like, man, I don't care about it, but the other friend gonna give you this straight direction, like, yeah, hey, this is what you need to do. So that's why I was kind of going with that question, because sometimes I was just reading, I just seen this in the book. It says, don't let people talk you out your destiny. Keep in mind, bro, you can't share everything with everybody, not even your dreams, because they'll shut that down quick. Or they'll look at you like, for real? All right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Even with me pursuing my little first LLC, they weren't like, my family were like, whatever, but they're just like, okay. But until I got it, then it came, they started saying me, oh, you going to, what you trying to get insurance and stuff like that? They're like, oh, snap, you know what I'm saying? And that's when they kind of like got, even more. But they helped as far as building it up and trying to get it started, even with my logo. My family and my sister them gave me some like good advice on how to, let's do this. Some ideas I was trying to get them out, but they kind of helped bring them out and be like, oh, maybe you should do this. And then we wrote it down. I still got the picture of the first logo, bro, when we drawed it up, bro. I still got a picture of that. But I'm just saying, like, as far as, you know, when you do go through battles, different battles within your mind, like it's good to talk to somebody who, you know, is able to help, you know, who's good and able to get you to a certain point. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Not trying to discredit anybody, but you can't talk to just anybody, especially when you're going through those battles within your mind. And you know, sometimes you gotta talk to yourself. You know, you talk to God, and you know, prayer through prayer, stuff like that. Talk to whoever you may need to talk to, or whatever, to help get you through some of these battles. But you just can't talk to anyone.
Certified.
Right.
Certified. And it's not, we ain't talking about paper either. We talking about by God, the
You're right.
situation. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So if you talk to, you know, certain people who you talk to, they give you some nice advice or whatever, because people really need that, man. Because if you don't get them to, bruh, you know, some people be looking for you to give them an answer. Cause they look that much, they be like, Josh, I gotta ask him about Josh. I know Josh gonna have an answer for me, bro. And boom, Josh could have the answer. Josh could be like, well, I don't know, man. You might, you know, pray about it, you know. Or sometimes the answer something you don't want to hear, bro.
That's what I was thinking. Like, are you in the headspace to hear what you need? I don't talk to the electrician about a plumbing problem. That ain't his area of expertise. I don't go to the surgeon and ask him how to fly the plane, unless of course he also flies, you know, maybe private aircraft or something along those lines. So I mean, given the situation, you talk to somebody. That's why mentors and things are so powerful. Where somebody says, you know, you have to do it the conventional way. And I mean, I was one of those that fed into it. But again, the plumber's going to come over and I'm like, hey, my lights are flickering. You're going to be like, well, you called the wrong guy.
Mm-hmm.
I do toilets. I do, you know, plumbing. That's my area of expertise. But somebody is talking to that person that never started a business. So that's why we use language like my little LLC when I tried to start it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They had the saying about, you know, the people that are talking, or the naysayers, don't let the naysayers stop the doers. Somebody talking about doing something, and then somebody's out there going and doing it. So, I mean, like, again, once you make that decision, you're going to have Les Brown said, the people that stand to benefit the most from your success are normally the ones that are trying to talk you out of it. Or the story about the eagle that got dropped down into the chicken pen or the chicken coop. Yeah. And he grew up his whole life thinking he was a chicken, looking up at the sky saying, I wish I could soar with them. Or to what TD Jake said, you can't, if you're a giraffe, you can't tell your dream to turtles. Their perspective isn't yours. They can't see as far as you can see. They haven't gone as far as you have gone, even in your mind. And what my brother Nehemiah just said, you know, when they're certified by somebody that can legitimize you, not a piece of paper, not what somebody said, but they've equipped you to say these different things when you're qualified. And I want to go ahead and dispel something through it all. One understanding I had to come to is when I was born, I was stamped with approval. I don't need anybody else's approval to do what I was given to do.
Well, amen.
You don't need anybody else. Like, you're enough. There's a reason why Eric Thomas was like, when I got the GED, that was enough. I didn't have to get the PhD, because what I'm doing now, I was doing when I got the GED. So, same situation. Like you said, speak it to yourself. But you are what you eat. Brother Favors, if you could please assist me with this here. I know you know somewhat in nutritionists. You know, you are, you know, we say our department PT here. You know, you handle these things. As far as you know, the physical as well as the nutritional value. But if I just pump weights and I eat like crap, am I gonna get the same desired results?
No.
If I eat the best but don't pump, see what I mean? Okay, so if I eat all the right things but I don't work out at all, am I gonna get the desired results?
You gonna get skinny fat. All
right. So in the same situation, you're getting half of what you're supposed to have, just leaning on yourself. But since he's certified, he knows what's good, he knows what's not. Yes, there's information, but he can put you on the right diet for your body type. Am I right?
Yeah.
So he can get you the fitness plan that's going to work best for your desired results, whether it's going to be you want to get buff, you want to get lean, You want to be ripped or have definition. Those things are different. Am I right?
Yes.
All right. So
Some stuff.
something in that realm.
Some stuff. Yeah.
So we'll say that the de facto thing is through it all, there's going to be a certain number of steps that need to be done, but you still been stamped with approval. You can do all of these things, but you are what you consume. So if I consume negativity, what am I going to be?
Negative.
If I consume positivity, what am I going to be?
You're gonna be positive. So
okay,
well, I ain't gonna interrupt.
Go ahead. No, do your thing. Hit me with it. Hit me with it.
Man, look, so it's something there's I think his mind matters, but even on the EQ, man, it was talking about the rule to change, right? To get rid of a negative habit. There is something called a 5-to-1 rule, right? So they're saying that you have to do 5 positive things just to get rid of 1 negative thing, right? So you have to consume I'm saying it's crazy, right? Like you got to do all of this just to get rid of this one thing, bro. You have to consume that positivity. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
Hey, is negative?
No, go ahead, bro.
Is when you think it? Wait, hold on. I just read right here. Negative is not thinking. Negative is not normal thinking. What y'all think about that?
Yes, that's definitely true. So, you know what? So you see how you are. Nah, cause look, man, you in I think what's that? Is that psychology? Is that the psychology book?
No, I'm actually at a different book now. All
right, so even whatever book it is, it ain't the Bible, right? So the way we were supposed to be, man. So even we went to Genesis today. We was in church today. You know what I'm saying? My good brother Lloyd witnessed it, right? We was in church today, and we talked about, I mean, how we were made, man. We was made in God's image, right? And we were made perfectly, basically, right? We were made in holiness, right? So these thoughts, man, they are clean. So we didn't have like these bad and crazy and negative thoughts, man, until we found out, or we started, or we, you know, she what we say, bit the apple, right? And started adapting these wrong thought patterns and stuff like that. So it's not even natural for us to have these bad thoughts, bro. We were made with good thoughts and positivity and all this stuff like that. That's why even in psychology or whatever, however you want to say it, bro, we talk about these maladaptive behaviors, right? These thought patterns that lead you to the anxiety and depression and all this stuff like that. That stuff is off, right? Even in just normal man, people have already figured out, it's like, bro, this ain't it, man. Like these thoughts that we having is just not what's up. Like this is not normal. Like it keeps us in a state of being down. This keeps our mood going down. This is not normal for us to be like this, right? The chemicals in our brain, bro, like we desire to have more dopamine and serotonin, and I believe it was another one. It was an O word, huh?
Oxytocin.
I think that's what it is, but that's the I think that's the feel good one. Like this is not, it's the sexual one, I believe. I believe that's the chemicals that cause that. So we want to have fun, right? We were with these certain chemicals. We don't desire the ones that keep us down, bro. Like what is it? I think that's cortisol. That's the one that I think that's the name. I'm trying to get the names right, but we don't want to have these chemicals that keep us down, bro. We look for the dopamine in life. That's what we look for.
Yeah.
We don't look for the thought patterns that induce these chemical reactions that keep us down. Like, bro, it's not normal for us to be in these states. It's not. All right, my bad. Go ahead.
All right, y'all see that? I want to read this real quick, Josh. It says, just because family members have had addictions and bad habits, don't make the mistake of thinking that's okay for you to live that way. What y'all think?
What do you like? What do you mean exactly?
As far as that's not taking the negative is not normal thinking. That's you know, because my family members have addiction and bad habits. A lot of people say, man, that run in my family, bro.
It's hereditary.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what they say.
We drank in my family. We smoke in my family.
Right.
We get divorced in my family. We don't go to school in my family.
That's how I've been for years, bro. You feel me?
I would say with every rule, there's an exception. So I mean, you have to make a personal choice. Environment, exposure. I mean, all these different things come into play. But I mean, if you make a decision, they've heard the story. They know our backgrounds. Some fall into it for a time. Some never get out of it. Some never survive it at all. Others, excel. Story that was told. There was a set of twins. One went to the penitentiary. One has a PhD. Same bloodline. You got to make a decision. So I mean, in my mind, that's a cop out. That's a backdoor that's built in. I didn't succeed at what I wanted to do because this is what we do in my family. No. You can decide right now. I ain't gonna say it's gonna be easy, because for me it was hard getting up going to work when nobody else in my house was going to work. And I wake up 2-3 o'clock in the morning and they still up smoking, drinking, having a good time, and ain't nobody gonna go to work. But I'm the one having to get up. I'm the one paying the bills. I'm the one putting the gas in the car. But nobody respected me enough to allow me to sleep, actually get rest before I went to work. But I didn't allow that to stop me. I could have said bump work and started drinking and smoking with everybody else. And I mean, I'm not saying that makes me better than anyone, but I made a decision. So I would just say in that, what is your mindset? You gonna allow? Because it's just like, just because your daddy was a football player that went to the NFL don't mean you're gonna make it.
Right.
Just like for anybody that's interested in the NFL or, the Manning brothers, people don't realize that there's a third Manning brother that's winning in his own right in business in the energy industry, and he didn't throw a football. But they're like, there's a third Manning brother? No. Yes.
I didn't know that.
There's
I didn't
Archie,
even
their
know
father. There's Peyton, there's Eli. That's the three most people know. But there is a third brother that is actually, a business savvy executive that is winning in the energy industry. But a lot of people don't know him because he's not in the spotlight. But he could have been like, my family plays football. That wasn't his strong suit. So, I mean, people like the Watt brothers, if we stick it with football, they don't realize that, there's a lesser Watt brother, if you will. But I mean, he's good in his role, but he's not a household name. J.J. Watt is a defensive end, so is T.J. Watt. But they have a brother that plays for the Chargers, that played tight end, ran a little fullback. Yeah, they don't know there's a third Watt brother. You see what I mean? These are those things. So
another one.
So just because my family does something doesn't mean you have to do what the family does. So I mean, I want to put that out there for people. So if you hear that, you can decide. You can still win with your gift, if you will. You don't have to follow suit, especially with something negative.
Look, let me correct myself. Right. So with that other chemical in your brain, I had to look it up. My bad. He was right about the name of it, but it's trust and generosity. Right. Okay. So just kind of correcting myself. I was thinking about a different chemical. Either way, I want to correct myself because I know people gonna watch this and like, he don't know what he's talking about. Hey, look, I made a mistake. All right, let me fix this. It's trust and generosity though, man. We want to trust people and we want to, we want to give, right? So these are feel good, all right, chemicals in our brain. My bad. So just correcting that. But I didn't know it was another Watt brother either. My bad. Go ahead.
All right. So could it be that you have accepted a wrong mindset because of the environment you was raised in?
Inside out. One more time? I would say inside out. You've accepted it because of what you've been around, what you've been exposed to. Is that what you're saying? I grew up in this negative environment, so I accept that this is the way life is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's why. That's the rule. That's it. That's because we think this is the normal way of doing things. This is what we were taught. The behaviors that we see, right? So this is how you do this because we grow up. This is that's why they say it takes a village to raise a child, right? Bro, it's because the things that I see, this is what I am going to do because I'm a baby, right? I'm desiring for someone to teach me things. This is how this works. That's why it's our responsibility to help raise other people, to be that light to other people, to be the guide to other people. This is why God set this up like this, bro, because these little babies, they don't know, they don't understand. We have to lead people. That's the responsibility of us, adults. All right?
Ooh, but so many still lack.
You know what? You know, let me.
Come on.
Let me tell you about just it's like responsibility, right? Responsibility is one of the main factors for change, and people don't even realize it, right? I'm kind of off topic just a little bit, right? But
come on with
I'm
it.
off topic, but it's
If
like,
it's the topic, it's the topic. Come on.
It's like if people realize that they had a responsibility. So like in NLP, right? One of the last tier when it comes down to the factors for change or the categories for change is going to be spirituality, right? And with spirituality, we are taught, or this is how God designed us. It talks about how we are a light to people. So with us being a light to people, there becomes a responsibility for us to take care of or show people how to do things, right?
Let me interject. Hold on. I want you to keep going. But what you're saying is, you saying it like I know who I am, though.
Look,
hold on.
Come on.
You talking to somebody, but you got to know who you are in order to be able to operate in that facet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if I don't know who I am and whose I am, I don't carry that responsibility.
But see,
didn't they have a song like that? What's the king to a God? What's a God to an unbeliever?
Mm-hmm.
I don't carry that responsibility if I don't believe or I don't adapt to your brand of living.
Mm.
Now, like I said, I agree 100% with what you're saying. And I know the responsibility, so I carry myself according to a certain, but at the same time, okay, for the person that doesn't know who they are and whose they are, those that we are trying, the cattle that are spread upon, 100 hills. And the one that says he's going to lead a 99 to go get the one, even if it's in the valley. The one that may be, what's the king to a God? What's a God to an unbeliever, if we're going to use the song reference? And you're saying that our responsibility is the exact person that's telling us, I don't carry that. But how am I going to hit that switch to know who I am? And the responsibility that's been bestowed upon me based upon a bill that was paid long before I realized who I was.
Because I'm about to get into it. I'm going to answer your question. I'm listening.
Come on, young man. Come on, young man. Come on.
Look, I mean, man, look, it's about you serving these false gods, bro. We just did a podcast about what's your source, bro. And it's like the reason why people are in so much the theme that I have seen, right? And it's something that I say to people. It's talk, bro, psychology and therapists and all these people, bro. Most of them that are not the people that are not Christian and faith-based, they are going to fail you in a part of your life. Your people that are just into fitness, that's gonna fail you, right? Because that's only two parts to a human being, right? So we have to think what it's the soul and it is the body. Those two things, right? They dwell within one, but then there's another thing. We talk about the spiritual side of things, right? The things that the bar that we measure up to, right? Where is that for people? So if we don't have the bar to measure up to, where are we? That's why you see there's so many people that are, I want to word this the right way. I want to word this the right way. Hold on, man. That's why you see so much confusion. Let me say it like that.
Who's measuring though?
I mean, bro, that's hey, look.
You just a dude in a suit. That's all you is, right?
I'm more than that. I'm more than
but
that.
Who measuring? Am I being measured by meters? Am I being measured by yards? Am I being measured by centimeters? Like, what is your measurement? Am I ounces? Am I grams?
My measure is God. My measure is my deeds.
Because somebody's saying my measurement is lining up though. All I gotta do is
right.
BSSgrind. I'm gonna say all I gotta do is say this. All I gotta do is do this. And then, I'm at the same measurement as you are.
No, my guy. It's but that's why you see like so many people in the state that they are in. That's why we get so lost when it comes down to in our life, because we don't have a straightforward direction. We looking for this, we look into this, we look into this, we look into this, but it's right there. It's a straight shot. It's like, bro, my whole everything that I do is with a higher purpose, right? When it comes down to just even the PT and all this stuff like that, bro, there's a higher purpose behind this thing, right? That's what I measure up to. And that's where people are failing at. They don't have that higher purpose. It's just right here on earth. They looking for it's the things that we see that's right in front of us. That's what we look towards, and that's where we fail in that.
I agree.
You got it. I'm good.
Only thing I'm saying, I just want to play devil's advocate. That's all. Because I mean, I know this is going to touch a lot of different people, and like I said, I mean, they may not subscribe. And I mean, I know one thing that I've encountered in multiple situations, just with what we do. Everybody's value system isn't my value system, but I want to meet them where they are. And I mean, if you win souls, which is always the goal, but I mean, in the event not, how can I still help that person? And I mean, I've had conversations where I've sat at a table for 15 minutes and all they did was crush Christians. And I said nothing to that effect. And then we had a conversation later on, and it's like, oh, Josh, I didn't realize that, you're not like the other ones. Like, what changes? Like you said, I still live by the same standard. I still measure. And I mean, of course, they're like, you're not that Bible thumper. Same God. You're not a part of that charismatic movement. Same God. You're not the person that's sending everybody to hell. Same God. My method just may be different. So I would just say I wanted to play devil's advocate because, I mean, he came and, came with a sword, as they say. But at the same time, he also came with love, and he didn't come in the highest status, which, I mean, could have had every right to do so. So I try to be mindful in that same regard to where it's like, okay, what's the main thing with people this day and age? They be saying, man, that's cap. They're very defensive. So if I tell you what you're not, without giving you an opportunity or at least a reason, because they have a saying that said people that feel appreciated will always do more than expected. Like everybody that's ever worked for somebody else, or you work with a client that just was overly appreciative, gave more based upon, I mean, you would give more willingly. So the situation was, if I meet you with love, when we have that conversation, that tough conversation where we're saying we're now at the village, I'm now going to expose you to a different ideal. They know that my heart is in the right place. This isn't me out here for my own personal gain. This isn't me out here just trying to, because I mean, the first thing people want to yell is what? You can't, only God can judge me. Only God can judge me.
Yeah. That's the first thing.
Be that as it may. Like you said, the book has very strict, very clear ordinances laid out. Or it's, relationship over religion. I'm all for that. I wouldn't want to do something simply religiously and it has no merit. I only do this because, as my brother Coach Lloyd said, this is what we do in my family. We go to church.
Right.
But ain't nobody living a nickel worth of dog meat. If my life reflects what I'm telling you, it's like same situation. So I just wanted to throw that in there because everybody's like through it all. That's why I said, what did you go through today? Through it all. Somebody's going to think about a past trauma. Somebody's going to think, and in my mind, I'm thinking, what is the end result? Which wanted to push me to one of my questions I had, Coach, is how valuable is the process?
Oh, the process real valuable, man.
Where? My bad. I ain't gonna interrupt. My bad. Go ahead, Coach.
You good?
No. I was gonna say that's the question.
Look, man, I'm listening because I got it. But what's up, Coach?
Hey, how valuable the process is. Sometimes it can be life or death, bro. It just depends on the situation. You know what I'm saying? But it's very valuable throughout the process because when you're going through a process, you're able to learn the good and sometimes the bad. But like I said, it depending on how crazy the process is, if you get caught up in it could kill you sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But as you go through, the process is going to be one of the most important. Is like they say, detrimental. That you go through that process, and when you go through that process, you're gonna learn how to deal with certain situations. Like throughout life, you might not understand why you're going through certain situations, but God is teaching you how to deal with certain things that you come upon through your life. While you going through, since we talking about through it all, He's gonna show you how to deal with certain things that you're going through with your life. And you definitely can't give up through the process. You just gotta learn how to go through and deal with it. But some people are gonna want to give up. Some people are gonna be like, I don't care about this process. I ain't trying to make, it, if they trying to do the, I guess you say if they trying to make that change, they got to go through that process and learn how to deal with it. They're just like a drug addict, somebody who addicted to different stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? They have to be able to. They're gonna have to go through it so they can learn how to deal with it, because they're gonna have to learn how to stop and figure out what they can take. What can take place or whatever they're going through, you know what I'm saying? It's like for a smoker, they trying to stop smoking. They might trade smoking a cigarette for nicotine gone. It's a step. You don't start smoking, but it's a step to the process. And like my boy Michael Todd said, bro, when you're going through the process, even though you want to have that crazy faith, which you can have, sometimes you just got to start with that baby faith. And when you start with that baby faith, then you're going to have that baby faith. Then after that baby faith, you're going to have that crazy faith. Now, some people got crazy faith from the get-go. Now, if you got that crazy faith from the get-go and you believe you're going to make it through, guess what? You better be ready, buddy, because them challenges going to come at you like a ton of bricks, bro, while you going through the process. And when you going through that process, bro, it's going to be times that you want to give up. You might have people say stuff about you that you wouldn't even think, say something about you, but that's only there to build you up so you can keep going. But not everybody gonna make it, bro, through the process. If we just be real, not everybody gonna make it through the process. Relapse, for sure. Addiction, whatever. Like I said, man, and of course, through the process, you want some support, but guess what? Sometimes you don't get support, man. You gotta pray to God, ask Him to help you keep going, because you ain't gonna get that support like you want sometimes. And then you be looking for certain people to give it to you, but guess what? They ain't gonna give it to you. So you still gotta keep your faith and trust in God and keep going through that support, because people who you think gonna give you support won't. You just gotta keep going and trusting God to lead and guide you. But the process can be detrimental, man, and it definitely is a battle, but you got to be able to stick it out through whatever. So how can I stick it out through whatever? I say get you a good group of friends that can help you as far as like lead and guide you, give you some good support. Like make sure they valuable with it, like not nothing crazy. Some people who gonna back you up and encourage you along the way. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely something that you need throughout the process. You have to have the belief that you can do it. And like we always say, our hope and trust is in the Lord Jesus Christ. But some people might have their hope in themselves or some other, God they might worship. But whatever you have, you got to also believe in them for anything to continue and go through that process. So like I said, that process could be life or death. They say, hey, man, you're going to have to stop eating fried chicken. You get that high blood pressure. You keep eating all that fried chicken, guess what? You're going to have a heart attack. Nah, I'll be all right. Still eat fried chicken, though. Not listening. Right?
I'm going to die happy.
I'm going to die eating my chicken regardless. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that addiction is going to have you this. Like I read in one book, one dude had a wife, but he was looking at porn. Guess what? That looking at porn, your wife catch you, gonna end up she might try to divorce you, or you might have your wife thinking she ain't enough or whatever. But through it all, bro, you gotta learn the process. Your mind gotta be ready for it. You gotta have a good mindset to go through it. And you have to realize that you can do it, because, bro, you talking about you better be ready to fight. When you're trying to make changes, you best to be ready to fight. Even like we said, you can lose some friends, bro. You can lose some family members, co-workers, whoever. You can lose them. That's just like with changing. If you're trying to change from being around a certain group of people, you think everybody gonna? You can say, you think everybody gonna agree with that? Some of your
No.
friends, oh, we've been rocking ever since then. And you trying to switch up on me one bit, but I told you I ain't trying to do that no more, man. But they gonna look at it a total different way than you. But what that's gonna stop you and say, or keep you where you want to still stay at. Still,
Not me.
still,
Well,
still standing, still standing in that environment that you want. No, you trying to get out. So when you fed up and you trying to make your mind up, like, hey, I'm trying to get it. You gonna go through whatever it takes to get through that process. But you gotta have a source.
dang, cause I was just gonna say it, bro. I was sitting how you read my mind. For real. I was coming.
Right. I ain't necessarily say source when I was talking, but I would say you gotta have somebody who we believe in. Like I said, we believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. And so people might believe in other stuff. But man, you gotta have that faith up, bro. And you gotta put in the work and be ready. Because sometimes you might want to throw in the towel, but you can't. So you never know. You might have somebody looking up towards you that you know nothing about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And even though we don't put our trust in man, we put our trust in God, people could be watching you and they see you fall, they're like, bruh. Or they see stuff happen to you, like, man, I thought my boy was gonna be able to beat that addiction. Oh man, he was so strong about it, you know, and stuff. And sometimes they just don't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you might have a family member that you want to do so well, you know what I'm saying? They've been in and out of jail, then they come back. Hey man, I'm gonna do good this time, man. I've been doing this and doing that. Next thing you know, a couple weeks past, boom, they back in jail. It's just like a cycle. And you can get caught up in the cycle, bro. And keep caught up in the cycle, then it's over with, bro. But I might talk too long, but I was just trying to get y'all.
That was awesome. That was awesome. What you got, Favors?
Ooh, hey, I was really going. He said what I was gonna say, man. It comes down to what your purpose is, because after everything else, you feel like there comes a point, right? There comes a point to where you feel like nothing is fulfilling this void that you have. There comes a time where in our environment, right, we use things to kind of get over, right? So to use things to cope, if you will, right, to keep our minds focused so that we don't go to do something wrong, right? We might be playing video games, right? We might play basketball, or you know what I'm saying, we might be working out. We might just do, I'm naming things that I might like do, right? But we might have these other things, but it comes a point in time to where it's like, bro, I'm tired of, this is just ain't enough for me, right? This just does not feel like I still want to go and do something else. You understand what I'm saying? I want to go do this thing that doesn't serve me, right? I want to go indulge in something that doesn't uplift me, that doesn't drive me forward, right? But see, there's this one thing, because all this other stuff that you've tried, it was not enough, right? The things that you see that's around you, right? It wasn't enough. But then there comes a time, bro, it's like, bro, you have to lean on something that's higher than you, right? You have to lean. Hey, Lloyd, I'm hitting it. Because Lloyd, you have to lean on something that's higher than you. He's like, bro, I can't do that to God, bro. It's like, bro, God done did so much for me. Like, I don't want to disappoint him, bro. So it's like, you know what? I'm finna just play this game. Like, I'm finna switch to another game. I'm gonna flip through 5 of my games already. And I'm finna sit right here and I'm finna play this game. I'm finna watch my anime. I'm gonna flip through Facebook, whatever. But I'm not gonna go and do that. When it gets to that point, that's bro, your flesh is calling, bro. Like, it's calling your desire. And it's the flesh, but it might not even be bad, but it just doesn't serve what you have going on. It just doesn't line up with what you got going on. But it's like, bro, something has to anchor you, right? So it talks about how my soul has been anchored. Something has to hold you in place. So when the waves, or so when it's time to move, we can pull this up and we can keep going forward. It doesn't allow you to go backwards. It doesn't allow you to go to the sides. It doesn't allow you to go anywhere. When it's time to move, we can move forward instead of backwards. You understand what I'm saying? Something has to keep you in place and keep you on this path so that you can't move, bro. And God is that anchor. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, something has to go higher than you. It has to.
So let me ask you then. Can you cheat the process? I mean, you basically just kind of, in one regard, like you're saying, it doesn't serve you to cheat the process. But and I say the direct question is, can you cheat it? There's a lot of people that try to get 8-minute abs, or take this pill, or if you pay this $10, I'm gonna turn it into $1,000, or this $10 is gonna buy you 1,000 leads, or whatever the thing is, a quick fix, the convenience. We live in the microwave generation, where everything is fast paced, everything is and of course money likes speed. Everybody wants to go viral. So you're saying with the process, whether it's a drug addict, whether it's the person that is fighting for change, he said it's going to be a fight, 5 things to 1 for 1 negative, 5, and somebody has thousands of negatives. So I mean, quantify that to 5 things for that 1. So when you're going to fight for change, what you basically just answered was you can't cheat the process. I can't miss any step in the preservation and get the same result as if I had hit everything as it goes. And everybody wants to circumvent it. Everybody wants to climb the mountain, but they only want to take the helicopter to the top. Nobody wants to climb to the summit.
Right.
So I would say my next thing is it's going to take your. Oh, go ahead, Coach. You had something?
Like you said, like that old good time saying, you have to crawl before you walk, bro. That's why I was like, why I was like, a lot of people when I jump to crazy faith already. Now your faith might not be like that. They say, hey Josh, hey man, you got a heart disease, bro. You know what I'm saying? You like say somebody you got a heart disease. Are your faith gonna be that quick? Like, oh man, I'm gonna beat this. Maybe your faith might be like, bro, what? How in the world this happened? But you know what I'm saying? That baby faith would be like, man, I know it happened, but let me pray about it and stuff like that. Then as you get old, as you continue to grow and stuff like that, that's when your faith can be like, boom. Now, when you first get diagnosed with something, you can't say that you won't feel no sort of type of way, especially if it's a terminal illness or something like that. You feel me? Like Nehemiah, you got 5 days to live. What's your first response?
Bro. Let me check my life to make sure I'm going to heaven. That's my like. Hold on, Hezekiah. Like, let me see. Let me check these boxes off or something. Like, what's going on?
What do I need to get right?
That's why he'll tell us. Right. That's why.
Right. Because just think about it, man.
I want to challenge that. Go ahead. I want to challenge that. I'm just. Go ahead. I'm for real. Like, I got a rebuttal for that. But.
Oh, okay. You can go ahead. I was just
okay, Coach. So I was just gonna say if I can rebuttal, if I can interject right here. I mean, I know I have twice already, but still, I was just gonna say with this same situation, I think it was Zig Ziglar or Brian Tracy. I think it was Zig Ziglar, but he said, "What can you accomplish in a day?" And he opened up the seminar and he was saying, "I'm just flat out gonna sell you." And everybody's like, yeah, he's like, everybody wants to be sold. And it's like, no. Okay, well, I called you today and I told you that there's an all expense paid trip tomorrow to wherever you want to go. Now, you've been planning, you got a busy week, everything, with the way our lives are now. But I said, you have to get everything you need to get done in the next 24 hours and be on that plane. And we're going to be gone for the next 2 months, wherever you want to go. All expenses paid. It's on us. It's amazing what you can get done in a day when you have the proper motivation. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, whether he told me today, because tomorrow not promised, if we believe the way we believe, I shouldn't be hitting the checklist. Only reason I'm hitting the checklist is because I ain't been doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be ready at any moment. No man know the day of the hour. Just like that. So we should be checking that in the 5 days. But you know what? But somebody gonna say that's gonna be the most productive 5 days they had in their life.
Right.
I'm righting every wrong. I got all the humility. I got all my ducks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Them next 72 hours, you probably gonna be mad as you want to be, but at the same time, you know, if I want to go here, I have to do this. So again, I was at my job, don't matter no more. People's opinion of me don't matter no more.
Right.
The way this person views me doesn't matter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The debt, all of these things, they don't matter anymore because I got 5 days to get, he said, the most important part right. But if we operate as we say we're supposed to, I shouldn't be hitting no checklist. That's my rebuttal. If we operating at our optimal selves the way we're supposed to, we get caught up with the noise. That. You can say I have a terminal illness. If I'm doing what I gotta do, there shouldn't be. Everything else is background noise. What car I'm driving, what lady I'm laying with, what my bank account say in it. At that point in time when you say your time is almost up and it ain't gonna be no Hezekiahs.
Nah.
You're not turning to the wall and you get some extra time.
Oh no.
Why is it only then that we see what's really important? Why is it only then? Through all of your life, through it all, through everything that you've been through to this point, why is it only then? Why is it that a man with no arms and no legs can be a motivational speaker and be one of the most world-renowned? Why is it the young boy that has the most brittle bones, he's part of this disease, can be a motivational speaker even though he says, you know, he's the rapper, he does music, but at any point in time, I think he said when he was born, he had 83 breaks. Clean breaks, not fractures, complete breaks. But we want to listen to him because he knows at any point in time, his life is fragile. Your life is but a vapor, appeareth a little while, and then vanish away. We know this, and we take it for granted. So through it all, whatever your resolve is, what are you waiting for? Was my thing. That's why I was like, why? How valuable is the process? Why is the end result what we want? Why don't we just chase our dream? Do what we got to do to get what we were meant to be and stop worrying about the money. Stop worrying about who put us on or not, whether they helped us or not, what my family think of me or not. I don't care. It's not their dream. It's not their goal. It's not their purpose. Of course they don't care, even though they stand to benefit the most from it. So through all of that, what is your resolve? And I would say the cost of change, something that you were mentioning earlier. You're going to lose friends. You may lose status. You may lose jobs. You may lose coworkers. You may lose respect from some people because you're not a part of that group anymore.
People gonna
but the
like
end result,
Mm-hmm.
do it anyway. Do it anyway. Like they say, until your idols become your rivals. No, they don't know me when I walk in the room, but when I get where I'm supposed to be, if I endure the process where I'm meant to be, I'm no longer gonna have to introduce myself. But my job is to show up and do it anyway. Do it scared. Do it broke. Do it worried. Do it anyway. This podcast, Lloyd, how many times did we talk about what we were gonna do?
We talked quite a few times, bro.
Thank you. Exactly. I brought you over the Facebook Live. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
through all of that. But look at where we are now. Look at where your LLC is now. Look at where your book is now. Look at where your merch is now.
Right.
I'll say the youngest relationship I have is with Nehemiah, but it seems like, you know, we've known each other for many years, and this is, I mean, has it been maybe over a year? But his drive, where he's come from, what he does. You see what I mean? Yeah. Like, even in that, though. But, I mean, when you're supposed to be connected through all of that, everything that you went up to this point, and look at where you are right now. It takes 21 years to be 21 years old. And you can rip your life apart in that time. But understand that when you can be just right, when you are where you're supposed to be, doing what you're supposed to do, when you're in alignment, through all of that, understand that the end has purpose. But that's why I ask, what is the value of the process? If everything you went through up until this point was meant to be, to get you where you are now, was it worth it?
Yes.
And for the vision that you've been given and that you see in your life, if it takes 10, 20, 30 years to get there, will it be worth it?
For sure.
Yes, it sure will.
Will it be worth every loss? Will it be worth every night? Will it be worth the crime? Will it be worth the money? Will it be worth the pain? Will it be worth what they call the losses? They say you only truly get like 2 or 3 real friends, roots in your life. You're going to get some branches. You're going to get some leaves. You're going to get some fly-by-nights.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get some lovers underneath the shade of your branches. But they only going to appear a little while. They were never meant to stay. So why we getting bent out of shape when it was all part of the process? But how many people going to give up on it? Like you said, somebody ain't going to survive. Somebody going to relapse. Somebody going to go back to that vice, that thing that they suppressing. You want to know when I knew I was serious? After I had been telling people I was serious? When I sold my PS4. When I deleted all the mobile games off my phone. When I removed every excuse and I had no other excuse to say Josh didn't do what he was supposed to do. I got PS4 games right now in the cabinet and no system player. Because I kept asking myself, why are you not where you say you want to be? Why are you not doing what you say you want to do? Why haven't you done this? And my excuse was, I went to this vice. I went to that vice. I didn't go to the strip club. I didn't go to a bottle. I didn't smoke a narcotic, sniff a narcotic. I didn't do any of those things. I had given those things up. And again, I'm not saying I'm perfect or I'm some poster boy, but when I realized in my mind, I removed all those excuses. So if at any point in time in this process, I didn't do what I was supposed to do, it was on Josh. Nothing else was taking up my time unless I was inviting it in. In the same way I hit that switch, the same way Nehemiah hit that switch, the same way you, Coach Lloyd, hit that switch and made the decision 3 degrees later after you said you struggled with the graduation test. 3 degrees. How many? Some people ain't got 1 degree. Some people didn't even go to school. Nehemiah, in his situation, the environment he was in, having a good time, as though so he thought. Mm-hmm. Everything that he's gone through up until this point, when he made the decision. That's why he was like that crazy faith. I think that was one of them. He had crazy faith. When you walk away from your job, walk away from the place to stay, like, bro, you got some real faith. Somebody that's too scary for somebody. Where you have zero security, you talking about walking in blind faith. Like it's just gonna happen. I just believe it's gonna happen.
The process, boy.
Everybody can't do that. So that's why I'm just like, y'all got so much in you that you share. And the podcast can only be so long, but I needed people to understand the weight of through it all. This ain't just 3 brothers just having a general conversation. This is weighted. This is tried. This is true. You're seeing somebody that trusts the process and still trusting the process. Right. So whatever you're dealing with right now, and I know it's a lot. Pandemic, and they say the COVID-19, you lost your job, you lost your spouse, you lost your child, you lost your brother, you lost your mother, you lost your father, you lost your house. I mean, evictions going through the roof. You've lost a bunch of money, but understand who you are. All of it is part of the process. It's just how are you going to react to it? And if you're scared, do it anyway. I can't speak for Nehemiah, but I mean, he may say he might have been afraid when he walked off the job and he walked away from what he knew, the life that he knew, even though he had his struggles throughout that. Each time Coach Lloyd went in to take the test and the results weren't what he was looking for, but he kept going back.
Yes,
and now he got 3 degrees. Like I said 1, 2, 3, count. Went from no success to somebody would say ultimate success.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, through everything you go through in your time of reflection, I need you to take that moment and think about what you're thinking about. Mindfulness. Am I thinking about it negatively or am I supercharging myself? That's when he's saying these friends that you have. Coach is saying these things you surround, these environments, you need to have somebody that's going to pump you up. You're an electrician. Stop going to hanging out with your plumbers. They ain't bad people, but that ain't what you want right
now. Level up.
No, I mean, he was going.
That's how long
he was going.
I was just saying in that regard, the weight of what we're talking about, this is through it all. I don't want you to think this is and we like to have fun. We like to laugh. We're joking. I know a lot of y'all get to see a lot of what we do. Like I said, we're very happy, go lucky, and we deal with things too. But we know the value of the content. Being inconvenient, staying up late, working long hours. It's hard when you start when you're starting your dream and you're building it and nobody believes in you. And those that do believe in you only like like Coach was saying, was like, oh, okay, yeah, y'all doing that. That's good. But then when he, his actions started to build those things, and momentum is a real thing.
Yes, it is. Amen.
So I mean, get on it. Like, why don't you get on the grind? But first, believe you can. You see what I'm saying?
There we go.
You gotta make a decision. I'm trying to tell you, you gotta keep evolving. You gotta keep adapting. You gotta. Everybody, all three of us had our own vision, and you see where we are now. And the thing is, we're only getting started. I want to look back at this in 10 years and be like, man, we did it. Like the song said, I knew we
did
could.
it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
like they may look like they're surprised, but I mean, if you continue to take consistent action, even if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, if you believe in the universe, something has to come out of it. But Inky Johnson says it's about the process for him. It's not even about the end result. I'm expecting to get big checks because that's the kind of value I'm going to bring. But you got to believe that first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting to live along certain lines of influence or affluent people because that's the type of value as a human I've been bestowed upon. And it's not saying I'm puffed up when their facts are facts. We're not doing alternative facts. Guy has 3 degrees. Another guy has 8 certifications in a pandemic. That doesn't come, 9. See what just like that. You don't just wake up. They did something, but they're doing it with an expectation of something through all of their suffering, through all of their learning. And the sad part is, Brad had 3 degrees and we didn't even know.
It's new to me.
How humble is that? So I'm just saying, all I say through it all, make sure you have a goal in mind and that you're taking consistent action. Make sure you're not selfish for walking away from people if they're not serving you. If it's negativity, if they're not believing in you, you're not wrong. I don't care what they say. Don't let the manipulator manipulate you. You decide. You value you more. You value your purpose more. Make that decision. And stop being scared of a piece of paper. You know how many people I talk to that's scared to take a test? Brilliant, but will settle for $17 an hour instead of go take a test. And will fuss about what you're doing every day. Like I said, 40 years, and I ain't knocking nobody with a 9 to 5. Don't get me wrong. I rock mine too until I can do what I want to do and have my time back. Mm-hmm. But it's gonna be a lot of people on that road, 40 years and a watch, instead of suffering for 5 years and living the most fulfilled the way you're supposed to. Like I said, existing avenue versus living boulevard. I'd rather live, and you can. And I'm saying, you ain't got to be a speaker. You ain't got to have a podcast. You can do real estate. There's so many ways that you can make income, supplement your income. I mean, if you want to do e-commerce, if you want to write PDFs, if you can sing your book, you can edit. And I mean, you don't have to be in the spotlight. It's people that are making multiple millions of dollars every year. We don't know their name. They're not Jeff Bezos. They're not Mark Zuckerberg. They're not Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, whomever you want to say, Donald J. Trump. You don't have to be the hottest musical artist. You can do it if you want to do it. But like my brother said, they're going to turn back. Steve Harvey said everybody has that turn back moment. His was 3 years living out of his car. And there was a point in time where everybody told him he wasn't going to be on TV. And he almost turned back and went back to his daddy's house. But something tells me when he got that first TV check for $55,000 every week, them 3 years in that car made sense. Doing what he was supposed to do.
Definitely made sense.
What y'all got, man? I didn't talk long
enough. I
had another question, but
hey, go ahead, do your thing.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm good. Okay. But when I know Nehemiah had touched about filling that void, I know a lot of different people try to fill the void with anything, but I seen a picture, bro, and they had like 6 blunts sitting down on the table, and for each blunt, they had wrote on it like depression,
Yeah.
anxiety, mental, just different stuff, and they was looking for that to bring them out
Right.
of whatever situation. And if you think about in our society now, that's really more prone. A lot of folks on to smoking now a lot. If we just kind of like hit that,
Mm-hmm.
but not in just that regard. It's a lot of different stuff besides smoking that people do too. That they try to build with. One boy might be chasing women. Another one might be eating a lot of food. Like I said, eating a lot of food, and it's not good for you. You know what I'm saying? So. Uh, I just wanted to kind of like hit on that, talk about y'all both killed it, bro. Y'all had me like,
You too.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say. Don't think you just gonna slide out of there.
But yeah,
Y'all came
man,
out swinging.
bro, we definitely give them some value right now, bro. And if people take the time and just listen, I think they'd be beneficial for whoever that may listen to our podcast. But like you said, we got that faith, bro. Start like this, then come back and look at it later on.
Hey,
Oh, so y'all weren't watching the video back then, but look at these views right now.
hey, it don't even
Look,
matter.
us sitting up in our own studio with with a
Yeah.
projection thing, you know what I'm saying?
We believe.
Right. Trust the process, bro. But
Trust the process.
back at you, Jay, if you got some more questions.
I was just going. I mean, as far as with the, I guess the last thing I would ask is, what is the cost of change?
Why you hit us with that, bro?
I mean, that's real. Somebody dealing with that right now. There's a mother right now that's dealing with how much she loves her child and the history she has with the child's father. It's gonna cost her everything in her own mind, but the safety of the child, like,
bro, what it's gonna cost, man? That's a touchy subject, bro. It almost can make you about cry, bro.
I believe it.
Because it can cost a lot, man. It can really cost a lot, bro. And then sometimes what is
You muted.
hold up, my phone. Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Somebody had called. But I was saying, what it's gonna cost you, bro, it will put you in the tears, bro. But it's like, what are you willing to sacrifice, bro? You got to get this up if you want to get to this level. But it can cost you, man. And you might think it ain't, it ain't gonna, some people are like, oh, it's gonna cost. Sometimes it's a no-brainer for people. Oh, it's gonna cost me that, nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? But some people, if it costs something, let me just say this. If they love it so much, it's gonna cost a lot, man. Just right now, a lot of people out of jobs and stuff like that right now. Are they utilizing their time that they wish they once had to try to create their business? Are they doing that right now? No, that's gonna be lost. So when stuff pick up on the economy back and you want to be like, I want to be able to do this and do that, you done lost all that time already. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lost cost, just gone. But when we think about costs, sometimes it can, like I said, it's deep, bro. That could be a whole nother podcast, bro. If you truly think about it, bro, and when I say it literally can bring you to tears, it can cost you yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to give yourself away, put stuff on the side. It can cost, it It could cost. You finally got that position that you wanted, but God might tell you, hey, that ain't the thing for you, and you need to pursue this. It's something greater for you. And
I done
you,
cried on that. I done cried on that personally.
bro, the river to lose that,
For
bro,
real. For
Yeah.
real.
for something he
Sitting
told you
there.
to wait on. You like, man, but I can get this money right now, but that ain't what I'm trying to tell
That
you
ain't
right
what
now.
I got for you. That ain't what I got for you.
But, bro,
But Lord, I can do it.
right,
You know I can do it. That ain't what I
right, bro.
got for you right now.
Oh, but it's so true, man. I know I keep saying it, but it's so deep, bro. Just listen to what it said. What does it cost, bro? Cost. Think about cost. You're giving something in exchange for that, like cost. Hey, I'm changing, but it can cost my friend that I've been knowing for 31 years. He don't want to deal with me no more. And I thought we had a great bond. Boom. Some people, family members, are disown them for some reason. For them trying to correct themselves and live better than what they were, that could cost them that. But, well, my bad, bro. I better stop. We get on this subject, bro. I ain't trying to crowd live. And if
That's
you
all right,
look
bro.
at
It's a real podcast. It's a real podcast.
right, just look at spiritually, man. It gonna cost you your life. You give up your life so you can live. So you'll be able to live. You give up your own life so in God you can live again. But what's that's gonna cost? You mean I
Hey,
can't?
man. That's
You
a
mean I
lose
can't
win
do?
in my book. That's a lose win in my book. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Right,
I
right,
may lose
but
it, but I'm gonna win in the end.
right.
It's
But
a win-win.
but just think about it, when some people trying to change their life, what they think about everything they got to stop. Did we not do it? Did I? Nobody not do that? Sometimes it been moments in my life I'm like, man, when you think about what you have to, it's gonna cost something. And then, bro, you know what,
Carbs.
bro? I used to think I could bargain with God, bro.
Yeah, that don't work.
Like if I do this like this, then you gonna bless me with this, Lord. That don't work, y'all. It ain't gonna work. But
That
your
ain't
mind
it, but
had
no.
your mind had you thinking like that at times, like, oh, I'm trying to bargain. All right, Lord, you bless me with that. All right, I've been fasting, I've been doing this. Okay, you got to bless me. Look on that. Oh, you didn't get the job. Oh, you didn't make the team. You know, bro, I even look at a little simple thing about making the team. I
Yeah.
prayed about making this. I think the football team at one time. It was like middle school or whatever. But they didn't even put me on the team. But the dude had told me to go in the line, tell about who you know. He told me to go in the line, but guess what? I ain't listening. I went to the other person. I looked on the football team. I wasn't even on them. You know what I'm saying? But that was something I prayed about. Like, I want to play football, but it didn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So it can cost you a lot, bro. And in the process of what it costs you, sometimes you can lose uh, people can lose themselves too, if you kind of get what I'm saying in the process. Everybody, you looking at me like you got something going on, bro. You got
Uh,
something.
Gucci said something about getting lost in the sauce, man. So that's what you talking about. Getting lost in the sauce.
Right.
That's all it is. But nah, man. I ain't got no man. I'm gonna let that be it for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm good.
Right, right.
I'll just say as far as for me, do it anyway. If it costs you your last dime, do it anyway. If it costs you your lifelong friendship, and to understand what I'm saying, the cost of change. If this is the change for the better, if this is the change for you to walk in your purpose and who you are and who you are meant to be, there is nothing that is going to cost too much. It's going to hurt. You're going to cry. Do it anyway. Do it angry. Do it mad. Do it crying. Do it with your last dime. Do it with laying on your back if you got to, where you're just exhausted. Do it anyway. Do it scared.
When you
You
doing,
done prayed. I'm telling you. Hey, do it anyway. get up and do it anyway. Inconvenience yourself for this change. Because I promise you, once you reach where you're supposed to go and you look back, everything will be worth everything is what it was supposed to be. Because in order to level up and become the right person, you're gonna have to, like they say, new levels, new devils.
Hey, and another thing too, like they said, when they talk about Kobe, what did it cost for? When you talk about people, what did it cost for them to get to the NBA? Guess what? Long nights. They shoot at 60 something shots a day or more, just to get to that point. Going through that process just to get to that point. Well, hey, look where they at now. Like a lot of the guys who in the NFL and all that, they train themselves to get to that point. While y'all over there having fun, trying to get all the girls, guess what I'm out here doing? I'm running. I'm putting up shots. Like they said, Michael Jordan in the Last Dance, Michael Jordan was saying, no. Well, now I'm gonna switch from Michael Jordan, but I remember what Kobe had told Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson had hit up Kobe Bryant, and he was like, "Hey man, we in LA, man." Right after the game, he like, "Bro, I'm about to go to a party, man. What you gonna be doing?" Kobe like, "Man, I ain't about to party. I'm about to go get some shots in." That's a different, bro. It's what it costs.
And the mentality.
Exactly, and that can happen. What it costs can go on so many different levels if you want to take it on. Like if I'm trying to lose weight, guess what? Oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to work out. That's when you find time to work out early in the morning when you don't want to get up and lose that time. You get it in before you even go to work for them 8 hours. Cause all you're gonna do it when you get back, unless you're gonna do it when you get back. Nope. So
right, you gotta
be right, bro.
I was just gonna say, man, they did all of that for a chance to play at the professional level. A chance. Most of us won't even get up for a chance to live longer. We won't give up a fast food restaurant to be in our kids' lives. We won't give up a habit to stay on the outside free. Different mentality, man. Count up the cost.
Count up the cost, yeah. But through it all.
There it is.
Through it all. Hey, stay faithful, man. What y'all got for them?
Any last words, Favors?
Huh?
Any last words?
Nah, I'm fine. I'm gonna take you out though. It's all good. We good.
Okay. Crack us out then.
All right. So congratulations for staying on this podcast all the way to the end. All right. But check this out. The Gifted Exchange, we do have a new program out, man. Well, we started a new program. The website, it's on my website. It's on bssgrind.com. So it's Emotional Intelligence Quotient, man. If you really want to get your IQ, your emotional intelligence IQ, or your emotional IQ tested, let me get the words right, man. Just go to bssgrind.com and we can help you out with changing your relationships in your life, right? Changing your awareness for yourself to really help better what you have going on for yourself, man. Helping you to define your relationships in your life for the better, right? But hit us up on YouTube, man, if y'all want to watch the video. For those that's on Anchor, and for, of course, everybody else, y'all seeing us live right here. Well, not live, but y'all seeing us in video, man, on YouTube. We are the Gifted Exchange, and we are out. Peace.